Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and we got a lot of brand new cards revealed out of BPRO. So if you don't know, Burst Stream or Burst Protocol has a lot of brand new support from some brand new archetypes that we got in the last few sets, from Radiant Typhoon to Yummy to Dragontail to no, why did I say X-Saber? You know what I'm talking about. Our K-9s. We have a whole bunch of brand new cards revealed, and I want to go over them all in one video because separating them into two will stop me from posting more Pokemon, which I have not posted in a while now, and I really want to, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Keeps dropping new cards, and I gotta make videos on them. So let's just get straight into this. So first things first, what do we get in the brand new set? So we got two brand new Radiant Storm cards, or Radiant Typhoon. We have Radiant Typhoon, the Vamroom Sea Spirit. This is a new Link 2 Win Aqua effect monster, 0 attack. Its materials are 2 Radiant Typhoon monsters, which I kind of hate. Why is this thing not generic? I guess they don't want you to make this in any deck besides Radiant Typhoon. But that kind of stops you from making it with like engines and stuff. Right now, the best versions of mystical MST archetype is with other rank 3 strategies to help like spam rank 3s. So this thing not being generic kind of sucks. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card once a turn. If this card is linked, summon add one MST from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Not bad. It's an MST searcher. Cool. Second effect, you can target up to 2 face-up monsters on field, including a Radiant Typhoon monster you control. Place them into the owner's spell and trap zone as continuous spells. So I guess it's some kind of removal. You remove one of your monsters, remove one of your opponent's monsters. Okay. If a quick play spell card is activated, place one Radiant Typhoon's continuous trap from your deck or graveyard onto your field face up. So this is basically saying, hey, if MST activates on your opponent's turn, you can immediately place the continuous trap onto the field, which is the negate card, which is not bad at all. Overall, really cool support for Radiant Typhoon for this Link 1. However, this still does not fix the biggest issue with this archetype, which is this deck has no plays going second. This deck needs, like, in order to spell summon any of their monsters from hand, they need MST in the graveyard or your opponent control no spells and traps. Your whole deck can get floodgated if your opponent controls a field spell. That's just how simple this archetype is. If your opponent has back row or any spell and trap zone, like on the field, their monsters cannot spell summon themselves because they require your opponent not to control spells and traps, or if MST is engraved. So I like that this accesses MST even more. However, it does not solve the issue that is all the archetypes cards require you to have MST in the grave. There's no way to send it to graveyard yet. Next, we have Radiant Typhoon Eleton. It's a quick play spell card. Activate this effect, but you can only use each of this card's effects of this card's name once per turn. Spell summon level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon monster from your graveyard. Add one Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is destroyed by effects of a MST, set this card into the spell and trap zone. So I like this card. It's a reborn for your level 6 or lower Radiant Typhoon monsters. You don't need to reborn the higher level ones because all the higher level ones have the ability to spell summon themselves from the graveyard if an MST is used or a quick play spell is used. Also, another thing I like about this card is that it can add MST or from deck from graveyard, which is nice. However, it says activate one of these effects. So this is basically just a glorified MST searcher. It literally just says activate this card, add MST from deck to hand. I wish it did both. You have to make one of these effects. So you can't do both. You can't add MST and spell summon a level 6 or lower Radiant monster from your graveyard. And the resetting effect is okay at best. Overall, I don't know. I don't think this is enough to make the archetype better. But hey, it's cool, I guess. You have an MST searcher, I guess. It seems cool enough. But let's actually talk about the other cards that got revealed in this set, which are the trio archetypes. So again, Yummy got a new card. Lovely Dragontail got a new card. And Well, I keep saying X. The reason I keep saying X Saber is because the new K-9 is literally called K-9X Ripper. So I keep saying X. Anyway, let's just get straight into this. So first is first, we have a brand new Dragontail. This is Dragontail Shaurus. Shaurus. It's a level 6 light dragon fusion effect monster, 2400 attack, 1500 defense. Its materials are one Dragontail monster plus one monster in your hand. You can only use one or the second effect of its card name once a turn. You can target up to two Dragontail cards in your graveyard and one face-up card on the field with the same type, monster, spell, and trap. Shuffle them all three back into the deck. So that's actually pretty good removal. Not only is it shuffling back your Dragontails from your graveyard, but it targets one face-up card on a field with the same type and then shuffles it back. That's not bad. Dragontail, one of their biggest issues is that currently they only had two fusion monsters. So this is a new fusion monster you can make, which is really nice. The second effect of this card says that if two or more monsters are sent to the graveyard at the same time while this card's in your graveyard, special summon it but banish it when it leaves the field. That is pretty powerful. This is a pretty solid monster. The fact that you can target two Dragontail monsters in grave and one face-up card on field and shuffle it back, that's pretty powerful. Now, especially since you can make it on your opponent's turn. Is this on summon or is this during the main phase? You only use each effect of this card once per turn. Target up to two Dragontail monsters in graveyard. Okay, so I guess this is activate main. So you can't really make this on your opponent's turn, which kind of sucks, honestly. I wish you could make this on your opponent's turn. That actually would have been really good removal. However, this is what we got, and it's okay. Next, we have K-9X Ripper Millennia. This is a new rank 9 Wind Beast effect monster. 3100 attack, 2600 defense. Materials are 2 level 9s. So, hey, any rank 9 deck from Generator can make this thing. Or Virtual World, don't forget that. You can only use the first and second of this card name once per turn. If this card is spell summoned by a K-9 spell or trap, target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard or banishment and shuffle them back into the deck. I don't know why you would ever want to shuffle back your opponent's banished cards. However, shuffling back cards in their graveyard is always good, so that's not bad. Second effect, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. It is a 3100 attack monster, so that's pretty good. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, detach 2 materials from this card, negate its effects, if you do, destroy all cards on the field. That is pretty powerful. It does destroy all cards on the field. So does that mean it includes itself? Because it is also all cards. So does it just nuke itself and all your stuff? When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, detach 2 materials from this card, then negate the effect, then destroy all cards on the field. Now, let's say your opponent's field, it says the field. So this card nukes your entire field. It's like Stardust Dragon. Well, not Stardust Dragon. Black Rose Dragon. That's not that great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a negate destroy, nuked all the field, but it nukes your field too. So this has to be the last thing you do. And when you do that, cool, you nuked everything. Do you have follow-up for the next turn to kill your opponent? Because if not, they will, and they will murder you. Overall, pretty solid card. It's still negate, destroy, and then destroy all cards on field. So that's like a Regeki and a Harpies at the same time. However, I don't know, man. It also is blowing up your shit too. So I guess you just gotta be careful with it. And then finally, we have a new Yummy Continuous Trap. This is Assist Star Yummy. The Continuous Trap card, you can only activate the first, second, and third effect of this card name once a turn. First effect, once per turn, during the standby phase, you gain 100 life points, then your opponent pays 100 life points. Well, that would be a big deal if time wasn't around, but time is no longer around, so who gives a shit? Once during the main phase or your opponent's battle phase, send up to 2 face-up Yummy cards you control the grave, including this card to return 1 card from the field or graveyard to the hand. Bouncing your guys to bounce 1 card, is that good enough? I don't know. Third effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard and send 1 Yummy card from deck to the graveyard, except assist Star Yummy. Is there a Yummy that wants to be engraved? I'm not really sure. Overall, interesting new cards. None of them actually blew me away. They all look pretty average. Like, don't get me wrong, the best one was definitely the XYZ that we just got revealed. But at the same time, it nukes your cards too. So how good could it really be? The new trap card is interesting. However, I don't know. You bounce two of your cards back to hand. Send two face-up Yummy cards you control to. Oh, it sends to the graveyard. So you gotta send them to grave to bounce one as a continuous trap. And also you you can banish this card from grave to send a Yummy card from deck to grave. I'm not sure what Yummy card wants to be engraved besides if you like reborning them onto the field using the synchros. I don't know. That seems okay at best. And then the fusion monster would be great if it was a quick effect, but it's not. It just says you can only use the first second of this card name once a turn. Target up to 2 Dragontail cards engrave and one face up on the same field. Shuffle them back into the deck, which is not a quick effect. This is just like it just does this like during the main phase. Activate this effect, I guess, because I don't know. It seems interesting. It seems cool, but I don't think it's enough. And then the same thing with the new Typhoon cards. None of them fix the biggest issue with Typhoon, which is just going second. None of them do that. They didn't fix that issue. Like, yeah, cool, you can search MST, but that is still a -1 to get an MST. MST is only a single spell and trap pop. That ain't the greatest thing in the world. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy. Like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. But overall, these cards have been okay at best. See ya.